Yo, what the hell is a flippant? Welcome back, welcome back. It's your boy Flippant, back in here with another video. Today I have a special one because this next video I am going to be reviewing, it comes from a good friend, alright? And I've edited his videos for quite some time now, and normally Sorry, John. Normally, I don't watch his videos because John is a very simple man and he's interested in his own things. His link will be down in the description below. His channel is Serious and Silliness, and he talks about anything from crime mobs to gang violence to arm wrestling to fitness, bodybuilding, and then also to relationships. John is he's quite older than me and a lot more knowledgeable than I am, and we're just gonna react to some of the things he says. It says top signs a woman is promiscuous, or a 304 as everybody would say it today, and let's get into it.
All right, so the other day, I think it was Friday night actually, I did a guy talk, a live feed guy talk with a couple of my friends. And the topic was, how do you know a woman is promiscuous? Top signs, how you know a woman is promiscuous. I deleted it. It came out like shit. The audio was trash. My friends really didn't have anything to add. One of the problems that I have is that my friends are old, because I'm old. I'm 46. So all my friends are in their 40s and 50s for the most part. I know a couple of young guys, but for the most part, my closer friends are in their 40s and 50s. They're all married. They all have kids. They're out of the game. They don't understand how much social media has changed the game, so on and so forth. So they really didn't have much to add. And
so the reason why I'm stopping it here is because he's absolutely right. The struggle is real for people who are single out there right now, looking for somebody to have for the rest of their life. And the older generation doesn't understand that. All right, everything is fast paced these days. If you are boring for 3 seconds straight, the person that you found the most interesting won't want to be with you anymore. So I mean, he's right. Some of the older generation is out of touch with what dating has become.
had other people trying to come in that didn't know technology, again, because they're old. It was really just a shit show. A couple of things before we get started. The first thing is, I'm obviously generalizing. I'm not saying every girl. There's exceptions to the rule. Anytime a scientist does a research study, okay, it always turns out that 90% of this or 80% of that or 85% of this or 75% of that, and majority rules, okay? There's obviously exceptions, okay?
So obviously, if you take offense to anything in this video, then you might be wearing both those boots. And if the boot fits, wear it. I mean, rock it. What this video is meant to do is not meant to shame anybody, but it's meant to let you know where you might be messing up at. And look, I'm a grown man, and I've definitely messed up in the past. And I remember whenever I wasn't humble enough to listen to somebody who came before me to tell me, you know, how it's done, or maybe the advice I felt they gave me was a little open-ended instead of telling me exactly what I needed to know. But understand that I did not know everything, and let somebody tell me that I wasn't right whenever I was younger.
Thing is, if you think I don't respect women because I'm aware of the signs, then you're just an idiot, all right? Because I can tell immediately if I have respect for a woman from one conversation or from one interaction. And if I have respect, it is tremendous respect. And that being said, I've had a lot of women on my podcast, and I respect the majority of them. Some of them, not so much, because I've had other entanglements afterwards. But the majority of the women that I have had on my podcast in an interview and have been gracious enough to come on my podcast and help me and go above and beyond and so on and so forth, I respect tremendously. And also, you know, family members, so on and so forth. And also, you know.
So unfortunately, we live in a day and age where we have to, what's the word? We have to give not a non-disclosure. I am drawing a blank right now. It's almost like I can't even talk. It's like you got to give not a foreshadow. What is a word? Down in the content, like you got to preface something before you're able to say what you want to say. All right. And this part I found very important to keep in the video, so you know where he comes from, obviously. And if you go look at his channel, you'll see that he's got a lot of women on his channel, women that are doing great things. All right. In this video, he's talking about women who are not doing so great. You know, so I think it would be fair if I left this part in the video, because even though I don't feel like we should have to preface things, we all know what a loose woman is. All right, cool. Let's get to it.
I also know, like, from one interaction or one conversation that I'm not going to respect a particular girl. And I'm sorry, but respect is earned, right? It's not just granted because you're a woman and I just give you respect. No, I might on the outside fake because I'm trying to be nice, but internally I don't respect you. But if you know me well enough or know human nature well enough, you know if I really respect you or not. Like, for example, I have a friend. I do shows with him all the time, Jason Arns. He's a retired professional bodybuilder. I had a booth at his show, and he is married, and he has two little girls, a beautiful family. Never met his wife. The first time I met his wife was that show. She came over to me, we talked, and in 2 seconds, I put this woman in the respect category like that. She was the nicest person. She was there helping. You could tell she loves her husband. You could tell she was a family person. She has 2 beautiful kids that they're raising properly. Immediately, it was like, oh, this is the type of woman that I am going to have the most respect for. But in my life, there have been girls that I've noticed red flags where I am going to state that they can be or would be promiscuous. So let's just start off immediately. Okay, so I have 10, but then I have a couple of others if the person also has kids. Because there's a couple of signs you could check if the person has kids as well, including, you know, because the kids get involved. Okay, so the first one, drinks heavily. Now, I don't mean she comes home and opens a bottle of wine because she had a rough day at work and she has a glass of wine or two when she's relaxing. No, I'm talking this girl likes to drink to the point where she is ossified, like she is drunk, especially as they get older. You know, they're in their late 20s.
See, I like the way whenever people get older is, and not calling you old, John, whenever you get older, your mannerisms become more along the lines of it's just human nature, so that hiccup is just going to stay right there, and you just glaze right through it. There's parts in my video that I cut out because, like, I caught myself, you know, scratching my beard, my mustache, but it looked like I picked my nose or something like that, or I was actually picking my nose while watching, you know, trying to react to another video. And I think it's great how, you know, the older you get, the more it's like, hey, it's a bodily function. I don't mean to bust your balls, John, but you know, I had to do it. I had to.
Early 30s, even older, and they're still drinking like this. I mean, this is a red flag for me because your guard is always down, and drunk girls are a big target for guys that are looking to get laid. I mean, their guard is constantly down. And in my experience, if a girl drinks like this, she was always very easy to get in her pants. Again, I could be wrong, but this is my show, so these are my signs. And if you don't like it, tough shit. It's my YouTube channel.
So he does have a point. He's saying a woman that indulges in alcohol to the point of excess. And we know what point that is. Let's not play dumb here. I do agree with this point because now you got to think that, you know, like, let's say you're this chick's boyfriend and, you know, you're at home and, you know, she's out with the girls, and if she's always, I mean, that's how you got her. That's how you got her. It was a drunk night at a bar, and then you took her home, and now you're really worried about it because now you're thinking that, you know, once she gets that alcohol into her system, all of her inhibitions go away. That's not the wrong way to think, okay? It's not. He said consistently for a long time, all right? It's a consistent thing. He's not saying if you tied one off, you know, at the end of the day because, you know, the day was long, or you go out on the weekends with your friends and, you know, get lit at at their house and, you know, casually. That's what more adults do. You know, we're not trying to go out to the country club, and not the country club, but like a country bar and freaking get wasted in public. Because he's right. It leaves you open to things.
All right. The second thing, if she travels alone a lot, all right, obviously, if she has an occupation that needs her to travel a lot, like she works for some firm and she has to go to Chicago to do some, you know, speech or whatever the case may be. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about attractive girls that have a mediocre job and she's traveling to go on vacation alone often. Somebody's flying her out. She's not going on her own. Okay. Somebody's flying her out. Nobody goes on a relaxing vacation by themselves. They go with friends, they go with husbands, they go with wife, they go with their children, they go with family, whatever the case may be. But if she's going to Dubai for the weekend, or she's going to Miami for the weekend, or Las Vegas, or any of the big, you know, party places by herself, it's a red flag. She's promiscuous. She's a 304.
So I do agree with this one to a point of like, I don't think it's just women with mediocre jobs. I would like to say that, you know, if a woman's got a high stress job and she does have to travel a lot, then she might find other men in those places as well. And, you know, after 10 years of doing these jobs, now you have, you know, a body count build up. And I get it, to you women, body count doesn't really matter to you, but it matters to us. All right. And what matters to us should matter to you. All right. On his part about, you know, the girl with the mediocre job, you know, getting flown out, like, I do believe that as well, because, and my dog has to go out. Give me 1 second. All right, now that I'm back, there's not too much more I can add to this one, because he hit the nail right on the head, and I'm pretty sure there's not going to be more I can add to a lot of these, because, like I said, he's experienced. He doesn't dislike anybody for what they are, who they are, what they do, or who they do. He doesn't. He's just giving guys a little checklist to meet, because, you know, men want to get married.
All right, so the next one is, if you're looking at her Instagram and she has a link at the top with her OnlyFans or a Cash App, yeah, I would really...
Okay, we know this. We know this. Hey, before you go any further, I want to see if I can put something, because I haven't seen this video yet. Any form of sexuality being shown online, done in public, you know, if she wears, you know, the clothing, then yeah, there's and I get it, you know, these women want to find love one day too, but they're going about it all the wrong ways. All right, let's call it what it is. They want attention from anybody and everybody. They don't care about that one person that they want the attention. They want everybody to know who they are, what they do. And instead of giving it in a way where, you know, they're coming from a place of talent, because a woman taking off her clothes isn't talent. Instead of coming from a place of talent, they're just like, I'm going to do peep shows online. All right. What happens whenever that woman's not getting the attention from the masses anymore? She's just getting the attention from you. You don't want her to do it, you know, post those kind of pictures online anymore, or videos, but she's going to find a way to do it behind your back, because she misses the attention. Once that attention goes away, anybody will try everything they can to find it again.
Consider that a hoe, because you're basically saying, in smaller terms, I'm selling my body for you to see. And bad red flag, bad toxic energy. You do not want to get involved with a girl like that. The next one, which is, this one is like, really, if you're really experienced, like, and you've been single, like, I'm married a long time, but when I was single, I remember this. You know, if a girl's apartment is a mess, or her car is a disaster, or her phone is cracked, those are big signs that you are just living a chaotic life. And if the small things can't be in order in her life, like her apartment being clean, a car being clean, how difficult is it to clean your car? You run through a car wash, they clean it for you. It's not very difficult. Your phone is cracked. How easy is it to repair that? I mean, most people have insurance and they could just get it fixed. I mean, it's very, very simple. So if the smaller thing.
So on this one, I'm going to have to disagree. Because I did say the older generation might be out of touch, just a little bit, and he's been doing great this whole time. But I find that to be a little bit nitpicky, because I think Pastor T.D. Jakes said it the best. He said that until you create a need for me to pour into, I have no place in your life, or something like that. I'm pretty sure that's fairly close to what he said. All right. There comes a time whenever, men do those kind of things for women. Let me get your phone fixed so you don't have a cracked screen. Let me clean your car. Let me fix your car. Because those are the things that guys are supposed to do for women. And if women don't have those things in order, then that kind of leaves you open to, or it kind of leaves a woman open to, finding, male suitors. All right. If you see a woman and her phone screen is cracked, maybe she doesn't have a man in her life, and that could be your way in. Maybe, her car is, disgusting on the inside. You understand that she doesn't have a man. Maybe if her life is a little unorganized, because she won't organize for herself, but she might organize for you. Who knows? That's speculation. And like I said, we don't always agree on everything.
In life are not organized. You could bet the house that the larger things are not organized, like relationships, like sex partners, like, home, like, home life. I mean, like family, and so on and so forth. Here's another one.
Before we go on, I would consider that an unfair speculation. Like if you were able to see my computer desk, it's not clean at the moment, but I mean, it's not like a pigsty. There's just some stuff all over the place, I could make an excuse like I work from home and I go to college and I create videos on the side, but this doesn't make me a hoe, does it, John? I'm trying. I'm sorry, I'm busting your balls.
If you actually have sex with a girl and she really doesn't want to be bothered with you after that, like there's no emotional attachment, yeah, she's a 3 or 4. She's promiscuous, okay? Because
he didn't even have to finish this one. Yes. And it's like, whenever you feel bad about something, like if somebody called you a thief for the first time, you're in shock. You're like, oh my God, like, I'm not, but until you accept the fact that what you did was thievery and you get called a thief and you get called that, for a long time afterwards, it doesn't have an effect, 2 months later, or as much of an effect 2 months later. It's not going to have as much of an effect 1 year later. So what he's talking about here, and how I'm going to bring this in and relate, is a woman who has sex with different people, eventually the new partner effect is going to wear off, and there's not really much that new partner is going to do to be able to reel her back in, because there's another one coming next time. She always knows that she can get another one and another one and another one. All right, that's why those kind of promiscuous women become callous to it. No pun intended. But they become callous to it because they've had so much of it that it, if this one decides to cancel, then whatever, there'll be another time that he's going to come through and not cancel him. You know what I'm saying?
Women, generally speaking, are always attached when they have sex with a man. It's an emotional attachment that they have. Okay, guys are a little different. Guys could have sex and it means absolutely nothing. This has been since the dawn of time. But girls, generally speaking, if they have sex, and they don't want anything to do with you anymore, or they're
So going to where he was talking about guys feel these emotions too. It's not as strong as women, but they do. There's things that Tupac said it the best. He said, if there's a man who's dead, it was probably some female sexual organ involved. All right, I'm trying to keep this clean. If a guy's in the hospital, there was normally a woman involved. If a man goes broke, there was a woman involved. So we become emotionally attached as well, and we don't have sex with many different partners. We try to, we lie about it, but we don't get it the same way women do. And I believe women become more callous to it because, you know, they're starting from a younger age and they constantly get attention, and they think that in order to validate any kind of attention that they have is they have to consummate it with a sexual act. Unfortunately, that's not true. All right, because there's men out there who are having sex with a lot of women, and they're, you know, running around being just as callous as, you know, some of these high body count women are. But for the masses, I would say that men get attached too. All right. I think whenever you get older and, you know, women, you've seen more women, you can start to become callous and you don't get feelings. You can do things like, you know, go out and cheat on your wife and come back home and still provide, and, you know, you're callous to the other woman that was there. But, you know, that does come with time. But young men and their emotions, I would say it's just as bad.
Your calls or so on and so forth. Yeah, they're a 304. Okay. Okay. Oh, here's a good one. If you're out at a bar or a club and you meet a girl and she gets in your car because you want to go to her house, or she wants to go to your house, she gets you in your car very easily, very comfortable. Like, she's very comfortable sitting in your car and she only met you that night. Yeah.
All right. So there's a thing to this, and I would be more afraid of her because she might have hit a man before. She might have put a man in the hospital before, you know, got those long fingernails and clawed them across the face, or she's used to just tasing people, you know. Like, I'd be more afraid of her, John. But I have had randoms jump into my car without a second thought because they thought I was like the nicest guy. I could be Jeffrey Dahmer for all they know, and I would like to think that I can overpower a woman. Not saying that I have, and not saying that I do, but those women are playing a very dangerous game, and it's just like you said, they feel comfortable enough to do so because nothing bad has happened yet. Only good things came from it.
Promiscuous, 304, really, really a hot sign that says, I've done this plenty of times. You know, we don't want to do that. Guy friends. A lot of guy friends with no...
Stop. Okay. All right. I'll let this one go.
No girlfriends. If you talk to a girl and she goes, I don't like hanging out with girls. You know, all my friends are guys. You know, one, they either friend zoned some of them, and two, she slept with some of them. Okay. So, and again, if you go out drinking with a guy friend and you're drunk, right? This is how they intertwine. Her guard is down. She sleeps with them. Okay. Well, she knows them. She's comfortable with them. She hangs out with them. They talk, so on and so forth. That's kind of common, right?
So, yeah, whenever you get into a relationship, you're supposed to cut off potential. All right. What we like to do is we like to lie and call them a friend, and we've known them for a long time. But the thing is that they couldn't get the job done in enough time to be able to lock you down for the rest of your life. All right. They lost. Get rid of them. And if you cannot hang around with the same sex, it means that you're not, you've been shunned from the same sex. And it could mean that you've done something in the past where people don't trust you. anymore. So, you know, it's like I only, if I have a female friend, right? I'm a married man. If I have a female friend, I know that my wife is not going to be comfortable with me going over to her house at 2 o'clock in the morning whenever she feels down. All right. The difference with my guy friends, I'll go, hey, look, my boy is, yeah, and she go, you need to go. All right. You gotta go be there for him. But she doesn't care if a chick lost a foot. I'm not going. All right. And I myself, I know I can't learn to be a better man from a woman. All right. I'm not saying that that's, you know, because we don't learn how to be men from women. We learn how to be men from men, the men who came before us. All right. So you can tell yourself whatever lie you want. John is absolutely right here. You know, if she has nothing but guy friends, leave her alone. To the women on the other side of this, keep doing your thing. If you don't care about what's going on here, or you don't care about a long relationship, a long, healthy relationship, do what you want. Just remember, all your guy friends are going to get, you know, married eventually, and you're not going to have any of those guy friends to talk to anymore. All right. You're going to still feel lonely. And this is not a threat. All right. It's not. I've just seen it happen.
If she works in the nightlife industry, if she's a dancer, a stripper, a bartender at a go-go place, yeah, you know, these are girls you do not want to get into a serious relationship with, okay? Because in that world comes fast money, nightlife, drugs, alcohol, not nice guys, okay? Not very nice guys at all that are regulars at these places. And the girls look at you like you're a trick. You know, they look at you like, what's the best way I can get money out of this guy? What can I do to get money out of him? That's their job. And believe me, if the money's high enough, there's no ceiling. There's no ceiling. They'll do whatever, okay? And they've seen it done plenty of times, and it's totally justified in that world, all right?
So what I would like to add on to this is that any woman that makes you want to put hands on another human being, like the man who's trying a little too hard, even though she said, I have a boyfriend, the dude's gonna keep on trying. So you feel like you have to put hands on that other guy. I know what it's like to be young. I've had those feelings before, but remember, it's not right. The thing you need to get rid of is the stress in your life, and what's stressing you out is this woman who refuses to give up that line of work. Like I said, I know how it sounds, but anybody who are in those professions and they need that profession more than they need you, you can get to stepping men. Go ahead. And for the women, if you do find somebody who is willing to go to walk day in and day out with you, those are the kind of things you need to stop doing. All right. Like I said, it's not a threat. I've just seen it happen. All right. And to justify giving up a part of you that should only belong to one person, and the person you made a commitment to, I think that, you know, it's not justifiable. It's not. And you're gonna find men coming in and out of your life. No pun intended. I tried. Oh, I cracked myself up. I didn't mean to say it like that, but you're gonna find men coming in and out of your life more than what you want, and eventually they're going to be a downgrade and a downgrade and a downgrade and a downgrade from what you were used to.
If she has been with a celebrity,
yeah, it's becoming more and more common these days that celebrities are flying these women out just from like bum F Minnesota, because they are attractive enough to be a one-night stand. And all he did was he probably loaded her up with whatever drugs of choice, loaded her up with alcohol, did the deed, and passed her on to his friend. All right. There's no coming back from that. All right. Not with me. There's no way I can, you know, listen to a rapper talk about this girl that I decided to take on, and he's like, yo, I had to do it and I passed it to my friend. It could be cap. It could be cap, because some rappers lie too. But see, the thing is it's not what happened, it's what was said about it that hurts as well. And anytime you give somebody some leverage to where they can say things that hurts you as a man, that hurts your pride, remember, you don't need that in your life. You don't need people coming to like, oh yeah, she was a great time, she was a great time. And then you're thinking to yourself, what do you mean by that? You know, and you're racking your brains, and you got the perpetrator sitting right next to you, and she might have lied about it. Now I'm just speculating. I don't mean to speculate. But the thing is that, you know, that does hurt. And I think that, I mean, you're not going to show a woman that you're hurt. The thing is that you're capable of hurting. All right? You're capable of hurting. And that shouldn't be, that shouldn't be overlooked. Okay? So do yourself a favor. Don't hurt yourself.
I mean, you know, she's sitting in the front row of some kind of like, you know, I don't know, hip hop.
I knew he was going there. Like it don't happen at country concerts or rock concerts.
Concert. You know, I've heard of hip hop artists just going.
It's all fun and games until Kenny Chesney is talking about how he did it, how he hit it and passed it to his friend too. It's all fun and games. Everybody wants to think that it's only the black community doing it. It's not, John. And like, I'm not calling you any other ist or anything like that, because, you know, obviously we do business together and we talk to each other. So he's not that. It's just the first thing that comes to anybody's mind. All right, the first thing.
On those girls in the front, bring them back to my room. You know, I dated a girl a very long time ago that was in the.
Ooh, okay. So I'm gonna leave that last part in, but I'm also going to apologize because this happened to you, and this is probably why, you know, the hip hop. I'll forgive the hip hop thing, John. I'll forgive it. Okay, go ahead, tell your story.
She worked for, I forgot which strip club in New York City, and she was friends with Mace. Why would Mace be your friend? Okay, he's not your friend. He's either looking to bang or he's banged you. All right. Anyway, now we're gonna get to the two signs if they have kids. Now, just because they have kids doesn't mean the other ones are exempt. They still are included if you have kids, but.
All right, I'm gonna stop this one here because he goes on to the whole everything with kids, that part of it. And if you do want to watch that, make sure you go over to his channel. Like I said, the link will be in the description below. Go show him some love. Give him a like, give him a follow, and comment on his videos, especially if there's something here that you did not agree with. We want to hear it. And if there's something that you did agree with, make sure you give this man his flowers. He puts a lot of thought and effort into his video. Until next time, I'll see you in another video.